Do you authorize everybody here to speak on your behalf and perform the arrest on your behalf as well? Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Do you authorize myself, Rebecca, and even Adam to speak on your behalf if an officer is present?
Yes. And Jack.
And Jack as well. Do you authorize Jack?
Yes.
Okay, and Sensei as well. Do you authorize Sensei to speak on your behalf if an officer comes present?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so on that note, then everybody here is officially authorized by the Halton parents who are laying the charge to actually make this citizen's arrest. And let us be very clear, this is not a protest, this is an arrest. Yes?
Yes.
And a lawful action. Yes?
Yes.
And a lawful action of living, breathing men and women acting lawfully towards Rob Burton, the man acting as the mayor and acting as the chair of the Halton Police Services Board. Yes?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Then, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we are arresting Rob Burton, the mayor acting as the mayor of the town of Oakville and chair of the Halton Police Services Board as per section 4942 of the Criminal Code of
Canada. It is my duty to inform you that you have the right to retain and instruct counsel without delay.
You have
The right to telephone any lawyer you wish. You also have the right to free advice from a legal aid lawyer. If you are charged with an offence, you may apply to the Ontario Legal Aid Plan for assistance. 1-800-265-0451 is a number that will
Counsel, lawyer for free legal advice right now.
If you are charged with an offense, you may apply to the Ontario Legal Aid Plan. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry. Where are we here? We just said, do you understand?
Do you understand?
Do
Right
you
to that camera up there,
understand?
guys.
Do you
Look up there.
Okay, back to the script, guys.
To the charge. You will be charged with
administering a noxious substance
to a minor in contravention of section 2451 of the Criminal Code of Canada by forcing children to breathe in carbon dioxide, a known toxic substance listed as item 74 in Schedule 1 of the Canadian Environmental Protection Act, 1999, and used to euthanize rats and rodents and other animals painlessly, committing torture, section 269.11 of the Criminal Code of Canada, committing bodily harm through the wearing of masks, section 221 of the Criminal Code of Canada, reckless endangerment and child abandonment, risking the child's life or permanent health of the child, section 218 of the Criminal Code of Canada, criminal negligence by showing a wanton and careless disregard for the child's life, by refusing to evaluate and reevaluate your behavior or policy you are enforcing, section 219 of the Criminal Code of Canada, breach of trust by a public officer, section 122 of the Criminal Code of Canada. You are not obligated to say anything in answer to the charge. Whatever you say may be given as evidence. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Do you understand?
Do you understand?
Do you understand?
By instituting the bylaws, refusing to review the evidence provided to you, ignoring the child and teen suicides, refusing to revoke the illegal COVID measures, and acting disorderly, you have continued to assault and recklessly endanger our children. Torture them through isolation, manipulation of perception, humiliation, exhaustion, threats, occasional indulgences, demonstrating omnipotence, and the forcing of trivial demands.
You have breached our trust
by using a position of authority for self-benefit and against the interests of the children whom you owe a duty of trust. Please remain where you are until a police officer can come to arrest you on the premises.
Okay.
Congrats, everyone! Yay!
On that note, who would like to make the call to the police? It should be a Halton parent. That's the ideal situation. Would a Halton parent be willing to give the police a call? I don't want Charbel to have to stand alone on this one. Will you?
Sure.
Thank you, Charbel. Thank you. All right, so bring out your phone. Give these folks a ring.
Okay, guys, if you don't want to be on the camera,
Does anyone have the phone number?
We called 911 on Friday.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
They may ask you what the charges are here.
thank you for your courage.
Hello. Hi. Police, please. Yes. Town Hall. We are Halton parents. Performed a citizen's arrest of Mayor of Oakville in defense of the children under Section C26. We're here to ask the police to come and perform the arrest of Mayor of Oakville, please. That's correct. We were just Halton parents. It's Charbel, Charbel, C-H-A-R-B-E-L, C-H-E-A-I-B. That's right. Yep, 1166 Old Post Office. No. 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 Okay, thank you. Okay. Sending an officer.
Sending an officer. Okay.
You're sending an
Folks, Rebecca just tried to use the washroom over here, and this is a very interesting note. Apparently they are not normally closed, but today they are closed because of us. Very specifically, they have locked the building down because of the Halton parents coming to defend their children. Rather than face us and face you, they have locked the building down, and we just noticed that his parking spot is empty. So the mayor would not even show up to work today and not even show up to face you in defense of the children. So as Sensei said, this is about the children, this is about your children, and we are just here trying to defend them and trying to bring attention to this and trying to stop all of this madness from harming them.
And the nurses and the doctors.
And the nurses and the doctors that are on the front lines that have no reason to get sick. But let me give you some statistics that were shared, and this is direct from Oakville Trafalgar Hospital, okay? They are not tracking the teen suicides. I'm working on that. But what they are tracking is the eating disorders, the child and adolescent eating disorders. On a typical year for the last large number of years, they look at annually about 170 cases of eating disorders, just at Oakville Trafalgar Hospital alone. Since April of this year, just April, 1,007 eating disorder cases in Oakville Trafalgar Hospital alone, and they are ignoring that. So whenever this officer comes and says you don't have enough evidence, remember, especially this Oakville police board here, the chair of the Halton Police Services Board is the mayor who we arrested today. And this will be filed in the International Common Law Court. So for all of you folks here, understand that this is a successful arrest and we will be following through with that. We are giving the police an opportunity to act within their own laws here and defend your children. However, when they come and they say you don't have enough evidence, we've got the two binders, which is about a third of the evidence that we provided. They stack up to about that big. And we'll show them, oh, okay, you haven't investigated this. And then in addition to that, we will bring up the numbers that I just quoted to you right there and ask them very simple questions. Have you conducted an investigation? Yes or no? The answer is no. They promised us an investigator, they never delivered. Have you yourself read the evidence? Obviously not. Are you going to do your job? Yes or no? That's it. That's it. We're keeping it real simple today. And each one of these mayors, we're going to be doing this. And not only that, but these mayors are laughing about this publicly on Twitter, if you haven't seen that already. All the way up to the Mayor of Guelph. They're sharing memes about these actions that you're performing in defense of the children. Not once did they mention the children. But the Mayor of Halton Hills specifically said, and I quote, to the other mayors, we're all in this together.
Yeah, they are in this together. Only they are in this together because they are guilty of genocidal crimes beyond anything world has seen so far.
Exactly.
This is amazingly inexplicable that people allow for their countrymen to be basically genocided for what? So they can use Zoom, Chinese company that came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden everything is recorded. So you are supposed to be attached to your computer and the cloud like some sort of mouse or keyboard, irrelevant object, and they can terminate you just like they terminated my account. One day you're at work, the next day you're no longer existing. You have no friends, you have no unions, no reps, no one's there. You are just like in a matrix capsule, okay? All by yourself. It's time to reclaim your dignity. This is about humanity, the dignity, the ability to pursue the happiness for yourself and your children and your grandchildren. Those that do not join us over the next few weeks, and there will be thousands that will join us, will have themselves to blame because they
will have tough time looking at the reflection in the mirror, because what they're doing is exactly the same what SS men did in Auschwitz. They are reporting to work. They're reporting for duty. Okay? It's amazing. Come on, people. Thank you for being here. Don't give up on your friends, relatives, you know, children, brothers and sisters. Okay? They need our help. We are here because we were able to maintain our minds over 10 months of nonsense. 10 months of nonsense. You know how hard it is? This is very, very hard. We've been isolated, decimated, and yet we have the strength. The strength that can only be compared to amazing acts of strength and bravery throughout the world history. Okay? You guys, I am proud to be part of this community. I am proud. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I want to add something. I live in Oakville. I have two daughters that go to high school here. Sure.
Yeah.
And my daughter, grade 11, is doing gym indoors, playing volleyball with a mask, running around with a mask. So I called the vice principal and they said, masks don't restrict airflow. I said, and they said if they do, they can step on the side and take a breath and remove their mask. That was the answer. So they don't restrict airflow, but if they feel dizzy or you know, that was. By the way, in April, I emailed Burton and my ward councillor representatives, and they said, "What are you talking about? This is about the hospitals from being overwhelmed. This is why we're doing this." This is what they told me back in April.
Did you ask them for the science?
I did,
regarding
and I
the
asked him, and I said I work for a
I'd love to
company
see
that
that.
makes masks, and
Hey guys, seriously, please.
Sorry, the police are here.
Oh, okay. Anyway, we'll chat later. The police is here.
Excellent, excellent. How are you? Hi, Dave.
We get your badge number, please.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. What can I do for you? You guys badge number?
Can we get your badge number too, Dave?
6188.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
We are Oakville Parents. Our children are suffering under constant assault from these measures and bylaws that are not based in science. In fact, they go against the science. We've been in contact with Sergeant Kelly from the Child Abuse Unit. No response. We're here today to ask for your help, for Halton Police's help.
Okay.
Will you help us?
So just so you guys know, first and foremost, I hope everybody is safe today. In fact, you're more than welcome to be here. I have spoken to Staff Sergeant Kelly. I know that. I know that she has responded. We've also spoken to our legal team, and the file that you guys have provided to Staff Sergeant Kelly, we have found absolutely no reasonable ground.
There's no reasonable grounds what you're doing. Hiding behind a piece of cloth.
The evidence, so this is less than half of the evidence provided right here. These are leading world experts in the field, and we have all of the science. We have local MDs. There's also the numbers directly from Oakville Trafalgar Hospital. If an actual investigation was conducted, we would have found out that there are, forget about the teen suicides that are going on, which 9 new patients a week is not uncommon. But we are getting a unprecedented number of teen and adolescent eating disorders. There's normally 170 a year. Since April this year, there's 1,007 at Oakville Trafalgar Hospital alone. Your investigation failed to show that. I'm sorry, the children are suffering. The facts are here and beyond. And masks being mandated on public opinion is not science. Rocco Galati's entire case is here. Their claims and statements of occurrence and crimes that are committed on their children are not false evidence. You folks have done nothing, and it's really, really simple right now. Okay? Are you going? Have you folks conducted an investigation? Yes or no?
Yeah. I'm going to say this one more time.
Yes or no?
Okay? One more time, I'll answer this
Halton
question
Parents,
for you.
yes or no?
So I'm going to tell you that there's no reasonable grounds. Our legal team has decided that there's no reasonable grounds. But as the inspector from Oakville told you last week, you're more than certain to, or welcome to swear your own information, utilize section 504 of the criminal code, okay, and bring that to a trier of fact, because nobody here is a subject matter expert, nobody here is a judicial officer, so take that, use that section, that would be my advice to you. Other than that, I'm not here to get into a war of words with you or debate. Our legal team and our investigation has been conducted, and there's no reasonable grounds, okay?
So did Hitler.
Hitler's
Hitler's
The laying of private information has been blocked in Hull. Okay? So
I've asked for evidence.
No, what you're
I've asked
asking is
and
to
haven't
take
received
direction
it.
that's been blocked, so I think you need to hear us and understand why we're going this route.
No, that has nothing to do with the Halton Regional Police, okay? So it has anything to do with the Halton Regional Police.
go ahead, Jack.
Go ahead, sir. You're the last person I'll listen to, and then I'm gonna leave, okay? And let you guys stay here.
It's official. That's okay.
The Lieutenant Governor,
Yes.
Elizabeth Doddswell, and Premier Doug Ford did cause public intimidation with regards to its security, including economic security, causing persons to do or refrain from doing any act, such as freedom of assembly, freedom of the right to the gaining of a livelihood, freedom to not breathe in one's own carbon dioxide, among other things. This recklessly endangered the lives of children, elderly, the vulnerable, and the healthy segment of the population. Can somebody turn this? Elizabeth Doddswell and Premier Doug Ford also did cause serious disruption and interference with essential services. Essential services. Lieutenant Governor Elizabeth Doddswell and Premier Doug Ford never supplied sworn records or sworn proof of the criteria and circumstances for a declaration of emergency, and never disclosed which resources or which circumstances existed in section 7.0.1 bracket 3 subparagraph 2. It is deemed to be a hoax without such sworn under oath demonstrably justified proof required under section 1 of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Lieutenant Governor Elizabeth Doddswell and Premier Doug Ford acted with intention and wanton and reckless disregard for the lives of the population, causing severe hardships, reckless child endangerment, and suicides. The report on the 129-day declaration of emergency did not divulge the criteria and circumstances for the declaration of emergency, nor was it ever divulged under oath to the population at any other point. It can be easily said that the resources in question in section 7.0.1 bracket 3 subparagraph 2 were staples or paper clips. The Lieutenant Governor Elizabeth Doddswell and Premier Doug Ford failed to disclose sworn records containing proof that the alleged SARS-CoV-2 virus in fact exists. And I quote this from an Ontario website. Deaths are included whether or not COVID-19 was determined to be a contributing underlying cause of death, as indicated in the IPHISA field of death. It's on page 14 on a particular document website. There's no question that there'll be a challenge in the coming administration in the arena of infectious diseases, Dr. Fauci said during a speech in Georgetown University, July 27, adding that the thing we're extraordinarily confident about is that we're going to see this in the next few years. Now, one example of a very significant essential service that was seriously disrupted and interfered with is access to the justice of the peace by any member of the population. This has happened. The JP office is closed, and the JP office is not processing applications, so there is no access to a JP by the population. So the Lieutenant Governor and the Premier seriously interfered with and obstructed an essential service. So I'm asking you to be lawfully take into custody the Lieutenant Governor and the Premier of Ontario for hoax regarding terrorism, section 83.231 bracket 1 and section 83.01 bracket 1 bracket B, domestic terrorism. I appreciate your comments, and you're certainly under your own opinions. You have your right to have your own views. Last thing I'm going to say before, I hope everybody has a great holiday season. You guys are welcome to stay here.
We are good Germans, and you are the one
stay here all you want.
prisoners.
You're welcome to stay here and peacefully protest.
I would like to give this to you, Dave.
This is not a protest. This is an arrest.
Okay,
But,
and
yeah.
I've already answered that question.
Okay.
You have no grounds for the arrest.
Shame on
So-
you. How do you know?
Shame on you, Dave.
Happy holidays. Everybody be safe, okay?
Dave,
Thank you very much.
you need to fix your moral compass, Dave. Shame! 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 safe.
Yeah, let's